Hello and Labadiena from Jurbarkas, where I am today. So I've come to Jurbarkas, which, if you watch my first video from Lithuania, it's very close to Smaliniki, the village in that. It's about 10 kilometers away, so really not that far. And I suppose if you're from Smaliniki, this is the nearest thing with, you know, any sort of clothes shops or decent supermarkets to come and get your groceries in. So I thought I'd come here today. There's an interesting history in Jurbarkas. For many years, well, again, referring back to the Smaliniki video, if you remember that Smaliniki was an old German town, well, actually, that was the German border town, and Jurbarkas was actually the Lithuanian border town with I suppose, Smaliniki. So, interesting history here. Let's see what we can find. If you ever come to Lithuania, you'll probably notice that there's a lot of people that like fishing here. And being from England, where, yeah, there are plenty of people that like fishing, but it's for a different purpose here, because you can actually keep the fish you catch. So, as you see here, there's loads of gents having a nice day out on Sunday, catching a bit of fish for probably to eat, maybe even smoke it, something like that. So one of the things I really like about Jurbarkas is the architecture here. So it's properly old-fashioned kind of Lithuanian houses. Just an example here, all along this street. That kind of traditional, really traditional wooden style. So Jurbarkas also has a really lovely Catholic church. Here it is. It's quite majestic, kind of Gothic style, and as you can see, these, you know, wooden crosses, still very Lithuanian, but yeah, really beautiful style of building. Okay, so I'm now walking on Kaunas Street, which is kind of Jurbarkas' most important street. It was always the centre of the town for many years, and yeah, there was, you know, this was really busy, but it's also important because on the edge of Kaunas Street, right down at the bottom, there is Synagogue Square Memorial, which is a spot where there's been a memorial placed to, I suppose, all the Jewish residents of Jurbarkas before World War II. Now, the Jewish community in Jurbarkas historically was really important. I believe that there was even sort of a Jewish community from, was it the 15th century here onwards? And yeah, I think kind of it was pretty much like half of the population of Jurbarkas was actually Jewish. So the Jews had a really big impact on Jurbarkas, and here you can see, here's the memorial. So I don't know exactly why this spot was kind of chosen as the location, but this memorial here is to all the old Jewish community of Jurbarkas. Okay, so another important spot in Jurbarkas, and just behind me is the Neman River. So this goes all the way to the Baltic Sea, of course, and as you can see over there is well, there's a bridge and it's quite an important bridge for Jurbarkas because I think the bridge was built in about 1978, and basically it brought a lot more traffic through the town because of the fact that it went over the Neman River. So yeah, an important spot for the town. As you can see, it's been pretty cold. I'm not actually sure if the whole river can freeze over. Someone with a better sort of geographical understanding of the area can probably say, but yeah, it's pretty cold at the moment. Okay, so another nice spot in Jurbarkas is the monument here to Vitis the Great. Now, if you don't know who Vitis the Great was, he's kind of, you know, like a legend to Lithuanian people, like a really iconic, I believe, like leader of Lithuania hundreds of years ago. He's actually buried in Vilnius Cathedral. But this monument was made in 1930. It was erected, and it's been up ever since. So interestingly enough, obviously with the Soviet Union and the occupation of Lithuania, the Soviets actually left the monument up, but they removed like the plaque here, so you can see closer. So that was like, you know, was put back up basically when Lithuania regained its independence in the Soviet Union. So I decided to come for kind of a walk through the cemetery in Jurbarkas, and it's quite interesting actually because the graves of two people here are clearly written in Polish, not in Lithuanian. So I don't know enough about maybe the history of Jurbarkas, but I would assume that obviously due to the history of the region itself, there must have been quite a few Poles living in Jurbarkas once upon a time. Obviously, when was that? That was 1899 that they were buried. So yeah, obviously this must have been a town with sort of both Polish and Lithuanian citizens, as well as obviously a Jewish population as well.